all look younger in general?
They don't look like they're growing up.
Is it like the way they dress or the way they carry themselves?
Oh, that's a good question.
Sometimes, yeah, the way they carry themselves.
It may be a little both, but I noticed the way you're right about the way they carry themselves. Because young people walk funny. All the girls and the boys walk funny.
I don't think sagging's a thing anymore either, right?
They tend to walk like this. So they walk funny. And I know they all walk just alike. So wasn't it?
The same trauma.
Even when they're in the gym, they walk funny, or different than the good old days.
Did you used to go to the gym back in the day?
No, I mean, back in what day?
I don't know. Like
When I was growing up
before cell phones.
in Alabama.
Before cell phones.
Oh yeah.
Because like when you go to the gym,
I mean, I was out. Good morning. Welcome to Fellowship. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Hank will pass on your questions and comments. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Amazing. Did anyone get angry this week? Wow. Well, everybody got mad. What the? And you said yes first. Why did, if you can say, why did you get angry and how did you react?
It was horrible. I was actually going to broach this. So we're doing some spring cleaning in the garage, right? So my husband hired this crew to come and take these things away. I explicitly, like, I'm not even exaggerating, between 15 and 20 times told him, this area, don't let them touch this area and that area. Sure enough, they touched this area. And they took away all these like heirloom Christmas ornaments that we had and just a lot of valuable things. And Jesse, I cannot tell, like, this was so unique to me the way I handled it. So I did have it was awful.
You had a
reaction.
hissy fit.
Yes.
And what did you do?
It's a blur. Like it's a blur.
You went off that serious?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it was awful. However.
You were yelling and
Oh, I threw a empty water bottle. I was ballistic. I didn't hit him, but I just threw it at the wall. I was like, how could you? I don't understand. I told you 15, 20 times. How did they take this? You need to call him. You need to call him right now. You need to call him right now. We're going to Mexico because this guy drove to Mexico after he picked up the things. I was like, well, we're taking a trip to Mexico. And it was just surreal. However, I watched myself, Jesse, and I saw that it was demonic. I knew it wasn't me. I knew it was not me. I watched the demons, and I wanted to stop. Like, I wanted to stop, but I could not. I was out of control. It controlled me in that moment. And finally, the dust settled, and I immediately apologized. I said, I was wrong. That response was wrong. And I said what I had to say, and everything went well, but that feeling of anger stayed with me for the entire day. I wasn't angry, but the feeling remained. And it caused me and my husband to have this conversation later on because he believes that there's this thing called righteous anger. And so we had this conversation surrounding anger, and having gone through that and for the first time look at it as closely as I did and to see that these were demons, that we, like you say, we're all a heartbeat away from, or a hoop and holler away from Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
I saw it in such clarity in that moment. Like, I wanted to just, like, rip the garage apart. I wanted to get a lighter and catch it on fire. I wanted to tell the whole neighborhood, he is so silly. He's so dumb. I told him 20 times. Like, I just wanted everyone to feel the rage that I was like in a rage. And the thing about anger is there is no distinction. There is no distinction. And I don't understand how anyone who says that they are a Christian or that they love God could entertain the idea that there's a distinction or that there are degrees of anger. Because in that moment, I understood how people do things that ruin their lives, that cause them to go to prison for life without the possibility of parole, and all of these things. I mean, it was so scary to me. It was so scary.
Mess.
And I was going to ask you today when you asked, you know, did anyone have life today? I was going to raise my hand because, you know, I'm overcoming, and I've had such a great, for the lack of a better term, I've had a pretty good run. Like, I've been doing my silent prayer diligently, like morning, night, in between. And I've been staying present. And I've been doing all of the things. And I've been in situations where I could have gotten angry, but I sat in it and I let it pass. And sure enough, everything's fine. But then there's this moment that comes up.
What was your husband doing while you yelling at him and carrying on like that?
He was just looking at me like, okay, you really need to calm down. Like, calm down. What is happening? He was befuddled. Like, he could not he thought I was crazy.
And you were.
And I was. I was insane in that moment.
That's amazing.
Absolutely insane. And so it brings me to my question that I was going to ask, which is, I'm overcoming. I still have anger in me. So how is it, what makes me any different from someone who isn't overcoming?
Amazing. Hold that question. I want to hear from some of the other angry people.
Okay.
Then I can do it.
Okay.
Who else had their hand? You got angry this week? I think I saw her hand first, and then here and there. And the Arabs hater person. Yes, you got angry this week. If you can say what happened, and how did you react?
So my ego was really attacked this week, like at large. I was doing pretty good. Well, not doing good, but I was just aware this week. But yesterday at work, my coworker just kind of like ticked me off bad. So we were just
Ticked
talking.
me off bad.
Like, yes, like it was very weird. So we're hostesses. We see all kinds of people that come into the restaurant all the time. So we were talking about this couple that we observed, and we were just like, oh, she was very possessive, like she's weird. And I just made a comment on the state of their relationship of like just guessing where they're at, because she was just so possessive and weird. And when I made a comment on it, she like immediately changed the subject, like immediately. And I don't know why, but it just made me so mad. And I guess it made me so mad because I'm like, I hear all the crazy things she tells me, but whenever I talk about certain things, she wants to change the subject like she's offended. And it bothered me so bad that I was almost going to confront her at work of like, you're being passive, like just being an adult. Like, why did you change the subject? Like, it really, really bothered me, like bad. But I didn't do that. I didn't confront her. I didn't do anything. I just kind of sat with that uncomfortable, antagonizing feeling of like, she changed the subject. Like, what is wrong with her not entertaining what I was talking about? And it lasted.
What a mess.
Yeah, I know. It lasted for a minute. Like, it almost kind of ruined my shift a bit. But I just let it pass. It was so painful. But by the end of the shift, I was calm. Like I was cool about it. And then she started panicking because I guess I just was more reserved, but not angry. Just like, okay, like we don't have to talk about those things. But it just really, really made me mad that she changed the subject.
Amazing. All right. Yes, sir.
So I didn't snap this week, but for some reason, all week I was irritated. Like the entire freaking week, from Monday to Friday, this irritation would not go away. And I noticed it blames a lot. Like when
Why were you irritated? Can you say why you were irritated?
I can't say exactly why. So it's like all the things that when I first started this journey, it just came flooding back. The thoughts came back, the emotions came back. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I partied over the weekend. I really don't know why.
You partied?
Yeah, I partied over the weekend last
You
weekend.
got drunk.
I did.
Well, that's why.
It
No,
maybe.
no.
I don't know exactly why, but it pretty much just all came back. And then it was very interesting to experience because the first thing I noticed is irritation, and the irritation would not leave. So as I'm working throughout the week, I'm just blaming my boss for everything. Like, oh, it's this guy's fault that this is so hard to solve and all that. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on, you know? And all week it was just like that. Like I'll play a video game, and then if we're losing in the video game, I start blaming my teammates. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it was, but I was able to watch it. Luckily, I was able to watch it, and I could see it wasn't me. And I just bared through it all week. And even when I get like that, I can't sleep at night. Yeah. So it'd be up all night just trying to get me mad, trying to make me snap. But this time it was a little different because I was able to just like kind of take a step back in there and just kind of look at it the whole time. And even though like I felt it, I was still able to just pass out, which was an interesting experience. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
That was my week's experience.
Right behind you.
Hey, Jesse. Yeah, so my experience was on Friday. I was watching my nephew, who's 3 years old, and he likes to play, but sometimes he doesn't understand like when to play and when not to play. And anywho, I was.
How old is he?
He's 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had a busy morning because that day I helped my brother and take his kids to school and then take my kids to school, make them breakfast. And I came back and I was kind of like cleaning up, picking up, and he wanted to play. He came running in the kitchen. And he starts chucking animal toys at me, and one of them cracked me right in the nose. And so I had told him to stop, and so it caught me right on the side, and I felt the anger. I didn't like react. I felt it, and then like the trauma of the way I was raised, it felt like that is what triggered my anger. Just remembering how like my parents disciplined me if I misbehaved, and so I was gonna yell at him, but he ran, and then I got him in the living room, and before raising my voice, I calmed myself and I just told him, hey, don't throw toys at me because that hurts Uncle Sam, and you got to be respectful. Don't be throwing toys. And I just came at him serious and without anger.
Yeah.
And after that, he stopped, and he wasn't throwing any more toys, or he kind of like understood. But I did catch it, and I sensed it, and it crept up really fast.
Did you shake him?
No, I didn't shake him. I wanted to give him a little spanking, but I was like, you know what? He wants to play, and unfortunately, that's his way of seeking attention and trying to play with me. So I just had to assess myself and look within to see what was wrong with me. So yeah.
All right, amazing, Mr. Arab hater. You hate the Muslim or the Arabs? The Persians.
Iranians and Israelis.
Oh.
They're both the same. That's why they're at odds. They're both stubborn.
And you hate both of them?
What?
You hate both of them?
No, I don't hate them, but I hate the way they are.
Oh, well, you hate
Not them, but the way they are. The spirit in them.
Well, you hate them then. But anyway, you got anger this week.
Well, it started on Friday. I have an app, the Citizen app that shows you, that notifies you of things going on and stuff. There's the Nextdoor app for the neighborhood. But I got a notification around 6 that there was a Kings rally planned for Saturday, yesterday. Then I told my dad, hey, Dad, I just got a notification. There's going to be a protest. I'm just hoping it's not here on Olympic because we had to do a job yesterday. I'm hoping it's not going to be around on Olympic. Okay, we did the job. I even busted a callus on one of my fingers. That's why I have this Band-Aid here. I had a hard time getting the pipe glue out. It was a sprinkler job. We fixed it. We got it done by 3:30. When we came back home, we turned on La Jolla and came down Pico, and we saw all those people there. And I said, Dad, God does exist. He heard me. God reveals to you, He said, son, finish your job. I know the devil's working. I'll do what I can to get him out of your way. And that job is right near the corner of Olympic and La Cienega. So I said, see, Dad? And I was tired because we had to do a lot of digging and cut through a eucalyptus tree roots, and it was a big mess. That's why I busted up my hand. And then I was tired. I was hungry. I just wanted to go home. I had to do number 2. And then these people were out there protesting with their drums and all that. I said, Dad, you see, do you think it's fair that we had to go to work and these people are just out there protesting? These people have nothing to do. And I'm like, you think that's fair? It's not. I mean, see, imagine if I was one of those people and I decided not to go to work just to join them. No, why? I got to go to work, So
Amazing.
that got me mad. I'm like,
Did you get stuck in the traffic?
no. Well, we didn't. Well, they were kind of blocking a little bit.
So you were
the
mad
crosswalk.
because they were out there, not because they were in your way?
Because I had to go to work. I busted up my hand, and then these people were out there
So
in
you
the
were
way.
mad because they were protesting, not because they were in your way.
Well, they were kind of in my. Well, we had a hard time turning because the
I
light
know,
was
but
green.
your
and-
anger was because they were protesting. They should have been at work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
But
Yeah, that's true. These people have
Somebody-
nothing to do. They got nothing to do. They got nothing to lose.
all right.
And I'm here with a busted up hand.
Thank you.
No,
What?
man.
Did I see anybody over there? Nobody got angry this week? Oh, okay. Right here in the black shirt, and then here, and then Raymond.
I got angry, but I don't really have a very good story for you, quite honestly.
And how did you react? Go ahead.
Well, I go on X sometimes and I read, I just scroll, and obviously that's not a very good place to go if you want to avoid anger.
Right.
Right? It's just one post after another that's there to get you riled up. And I do like to stay informed. And I don't remember. It was regarding the Iran war, and that got me angry. Just the whole idea of they're talking about boots on the ground and all these comments all over the place from the administration, going over here, going over there. I don't know what's going on there, and that is
And you got
that
angry,
angered.
You got angry
Yeah.
about that.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do with the anger?
Well, I think I work from home, so a lot of times I just start talking to myself, like what I would say to these people. If they could hear me on talk radio or whatever, they're gonna get a piece of my mind. It's so silly. I'm just there in my room talking to myself. But I just tried to be aware of it. Hey, what you're angry? Yeah, you don't agree with it, but also you have zero control over this, zero. So just let it play out. And really, that's the best thing to do. I think about it is just let it play out, because what else are you gonna do? So-
Okay. Amazing. Right there, right in front of you. What?
I don't get angry like that, like all these stories. I would say I'm more resentful.
You got angry this week?
It was like resentful.
What's the difference between anger and resentful?
I don't think there's a difference. That's why I raised my hand.
Oh, okay.
So, but I was able to, basically see that I was judging myself and then let go of it. So it didn't overcome me
You did not?
this week. Yeah, it did not.
And why not?
Because
so you were resentful toward yourself?
yeah.
Oh, okay. And why did you overcome it?
because I saw it and I let it pass, and then it stopped.
Oh, so you overcame it.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It still feels like I could have handled it better, but it did. I came out on top of it, I think, in the end. So.
Okay. Amazing. Yes, Raymond.
Good day, Jesse.
Hey, Raymond.
I was angry this week. However, I always try to make it a habit of just stay still and just seeing the anger for what it is, a reaction toward a memory I had a long time ago. That's perhaps one thing about the silent prayer that caused me that brings up a flurry of emotional anger about all the mistakes and miscalculations you made over the years, and you say, if I could have done better, but in truth, you can do absolutely nothing.
And so you got angry over a memory that you had. And what did you do when you got angry? We became angry.
Just sit still and slowly be aware that was nothing more or less than a memory.
Oh, okay. Right on, right. No, anyone else got angry this week? No? Okay. All the other people are saints. They love. And so what was your question about all that?
My question is, what makes me, as someone who's overcoming, but still, dealing with anger, any different from someone who is not? Because I remember one day on one of your morning shows, you asked your experts, Hake and Nick, I distinctly remember them answering this question of, do you sometimes feel that you're not going to make it, or something to that extent? Yeah. And I pondered that during this moment I had. I just felt like, am I going to make it? Like, what's going to happen? Like, it scared me because I realized in that moment, it's so easy to be used by the devil without any control. Like, that anger is controlling. It was controlling me in that moment. So knowing that I've been doing the silent prayer and all of the things, I don't know what to make of that moment.
And when you say you felt, in that moment, you felt that you were not going to make it, what did you mean by that?
It was disheartening for me. And I all the feelings that come along with, cussing someone out and, going ballistic.
You were cursing too?
I even cussed.
Whoa.
Yes. It was just.
And did you curse?
I felt a little sorry for my husband afterwards.
I feel bad for him just hearing the story.
I know.
Poor guy.
I know.
And so did you curse like a black woman or a white woman?
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that means, Jesse. Tell you the word. No, it's the children are listening. We're in church. But Jesse, yeah, I just, the only thing missing was my head twirling around. Like, it was just so.
Oh, you did
crazy.
Like a white woman there, because a black woman been throwing their head around. Answer your question, and you felt like you were not going to make it. What did that mean to you? I'm not going to make it where?
Well, after the dust settled, I just pondered everything that happened. And I was watching my husband through this. He did not match my energy. Like what you say about women and men, and I'm looking forward to answering the biblical question. It is so, I'm living it. Like the God above is truly the man's God, and the God below is truly, sincerely the woman's God. There's no question about that. It is absolute truth. I watched him. He did not, it was like I was invisible. It was like he was in a whole different world as this was ensuing.
And so you feel like you're not going to make it?
Yeah, I felt in that moment after the dust settled
You're not going to make it where?
through the, like, I mean, honestly, I thought, what if I die in my hell? This is like hell. What if I die? What if I like die and I still have anger in me? Like there's anger in me, right?
Yeah.
So that needs to be gone before I drop my body.
That's for sure.
So I'm doing the work. In other words, I am serious about this. Like I am really, it is no joke to me. I understand. I see exactly what you say. I'm living it. So knowing that I am waking up every morning to do that silent prayer, doing it in the middle of the day, doing it at night, doing it at nighttime, staying present, how is it that I still have the same, like, what's going to happen? Like, I was just asking, what's going to happen to me? Like,
What a mess.
yes, it's very, very frightening in some ways.
And so your question is, are you just like the people who are not working on themselves? Did you ask, what's the question?
My question is, yes, A, what makes me different from someone who is not overcoming? And B, I need to get rid of this anger, Jesse, and I don't want to drop my body with any remnants of it. So what do I need to do? Because I know I didn't catch the first thought.
Yeah.
So I need to know what I need to do in those moments. And I know you're going to say you need to catch the first thought. So
How you know that's what I'm going to say?
because it's true. And well, I just want to know, just what can you tell me?
Okay, Doug want to respond to it, and then I'll take it from there.
Okay.
So what's the difference between you and somebody else?
Yeah, she's working on herself, but she got all this anger. She has all this anger, and it's just like those who are not. So is she the same?
She's not the same, because at least she can see her anger. Angry people don't see their anger. That's one difference. Another difference is you're working on yourself. Angry people don't. People who don't know to work on themselves aren't working on themselves. Before you knew to work on yourself, you weren't working on yourself. Was there another question?
She's not going to make it.
Oh, stop trying so hard. You said it in your first part of your story. You said that you got angry and you just went off. And then you said you realized it was a demon in you. But if you can see the demon in you, then you can stop. And that's what you need to start doing. But it sounds like you just went through the whole angry process and then realized that the demon was there.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, it sounds like she went through the whole process. She made sure she got all her cuss words out and then realized the demon was there.
Amazing. Yes.
I have a question for Danielle. Did you take any responsibility that it was your fault? That you could have put a sign, a paper saying, do not touch this area, and everything would have been avoided?
No, I didn't take any responsibility
I think
at all.
It was
So-
all his fault. Huh?
Absolutely. Like I told him 20 times. These were valuable things. Like I coulda, shoulda, woulda, but I would think that if I told you 20 times, like he got annoyed. He's like, could you please stop? Okay, I get it. Those things don't go. That doesn't go. I got it.
But out of the 20 times of telling him what you wanted to keep, why didn't you make notes or something for it and put it on the box? Don't touch. Why are you telling him?
I honestly trusted him to follow the instructions that were pretty basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what
I don't, like, seriously.
Okay.
And then the man, I'm like, I want you to be the man that you're annoying with me. You're telling me you got it. I need to stop saying it. You're very wordy, Danielle. You're very wordy. I get it. And the things are missing that are very valuable.
Okay.
I've learned that through this process that I only trust myself. So maybe you told your husband and his mind was somewhere else at that minute. He's not working on himself.
Yeah.
So you can't trust anybody. So if you just put a sign on that and do not touch, maybe this would have been avoided. Because
Absolutely.
I do not trust anybody. I always have to watch myself. I'm constantly watching myself.
Yeah. Hindsight is 20/20. If it ever would happen again, yes. Notes, sticky notes, red tape.
So did you guys go
Whole
down
nine.
to, did you go to Mexico and get them? Get things
I
back?
wanted, I genuinely and seriously wanted to, but the guy would not divulge the address.
Amazing. Yes, sir.
So last year, I had a similar situation as you. I snapped on my boss, and then I lost complete control, and then it was similar, very similar to you. And then while that was going on, it was weird because I was like watching myself from the third person, but I was like the possession just overwhelmed me, so I was just going off. But the difference is that because I was watching myself then, and like I realized that what has happened, now. Fast forward a year later, whenever a situation like that comes up, it doesn't happen anymore. So maybe that's the difference between the people that are working on themselves and the people that are not. Because now, like, well, I don't know what's gonna happen later, but up until this point, I haven't snapped on my boss like. And a situation has come up, but I haven't snapped like that again. And I just kind of learned from it.
Nice. She felt like, oh, the other part to her question was, she felt as though she's not going to make it. She just can't take it because she's not going to make it.
And that's our year is on endurance. Oh yeah.
Amazing. Yes.
You know, this goes with Doug's response and her. When I hang out with a lot of people that are working on themselves, and I don't get angry anymore ever since I started doing some stuff. And you tell other people that, drop your anger, drop your ego, and their first response, and that's the difference between somebody working on themselves and not. The first response from an angry person, oh, you think you're perfect. That's not possible. And they just want to argue with it. And I'm just like, who said anything about being perfect? I just said drop your anger. And their first response from angry people is, oh, you think you're perfect. That's impossible. Drop our, there's righteous saying. And they just go on and, hey, my job's not to correct you. If you don't think it's possible, keep living in your hell like you always talk about. It's crazy. You can see the fire in their eye. They want to argue with it. It's impossible to drop your anger.
Yeah. Amazing. Let me take this young man first, and then I come to you. You understand? This is so. How you going to get to the fifth floor, and you still down in the basement acting that way? Yes.
Those who endure till the end will be saved.
Right.
That's all I wanted to say. That's the line. That's what that made me think of when you said that.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to say, you did make it because you saw yourself and you saw what you did, so you made it. You just need to be present next time. Yeah, you made it.
So when you were carrying on, did you think you were in the basement, or you thought you were on the fifth floor already?
Oh, I was below the basement. I was underneath the basement and the part underneath of the basement.
Yeah.
It was just not me. And it was clearly like, I almost feel like the devil was just waiting. Like he was waiting for me. Because I almost went down there when I heard the guys drive up. But
You almost went to Mexico?
No, down into the garage to kind of oversee things.
Right.
But I didn't. And, lesson learned.
Yeah.
And I'll just, it's
So
that
how
first thought.
how are you gonna survive without your Christmas stuff?
How am I going to what?
Survive.
Without it?
Uh-huh.
Well, this guy claims to be bringing it tomorrow. So we
you bring
will
all
see.
your stuff back?
We will see. He said that this happens all the time because he does this for a living. And he said it's called a go back. So
Good.
it's supposed to be coming back to us.
Right on.
So we'll see because they are irreplaceable. They're heirlooms. They've been, in the family for like 50 plus years.
Right
So
on.
it's
You're
just,
real white. Is she like all white heirlooms? Black people do not have heirlooms.
I'm sure you do.
I don't even know what an
Scott.
heirloom is.
Well, that you have them, you just don't.
She
use
all
that name.
white. But anyway, as far as making it, there's nowhere to make it to. Everything is already here. You're already there, you just don't know you're there. And then making it is just a word to make you think there's somewhere to go or there's something to achieve or anything. The problem is you're already there, you just don't know it. And so that's the devil telling you, oh, look, all that anger, you're not going to make it.
Okay.
But you're already there. And when you are present, meaning when you're present, you and God are together. You're one, and you're with God. You're in the kingdom of heaven, and you're living the God life of love. And so you're different than the others who are not working on themselves, because others that are not those who are not working on themselves, they think that anger is good. They think it's righteous, so they're in hell and don't even know it. Like the devil doesn't know he's in hell. And those people who are not working on themselves do not know they're in hell. They think they're in heaven. But you're fine, you're working on yourself. And the only reason that you went off is that you went unconscious. You just went unconscious. And that's why if you want to make it to the fifth floor, you're going to have to be of love.
Right.
Because that's what love is. And so had you caught it and just, hey, I'm wrong, I'm stopped. Those guys took the stop. They didn't know what was going on. Your husband didn't remember or whatever. And you would have understood and you would continue to operate in love.
Yeah.
But you just went unconscious and it just took you all the way. At some point though, when you go angry like that, you realize you're angry, you gotta stop it.
Right.
And just cut it off right there. But evil doesn't want you to cut it off. It wants more and more and more and more because it doesn't want you to come back to the presence of God. But you gotta, and you will, if you stay with it, you're gonna grow into understanding and you're gonna understand all situations. And it's the understanding that will prevent you from going into that darkness again, over and over again. So you're fine.
That's interesting because the last thing I'll say is that the devil is so crafty. Like he because it did impact I pondered everything that transpired the whole entire day until I went to sleep. And he was telling me that you're faking it. You're not even working on yourself. Yeah. What you're doing, it's just a show for you. You're just performing. And I even considered, well, am I working on myself? Or is this performative? Yeah. Why am I going, what am I really doing? But then I just came back to the present, and that's what I did the whole entire night. Just kept coming back to the present and doing the silent prayer, and I got through the night. But thank you for all the feedback.
There is nothing to ponder. Had you just realized I was unconscious, that's all you need to know.
I could not let it go, though, Jesse, because it was so extreme. I could not let that go.
I know.
In that day, during the course of the rest of the day.
You didn't need to let it go. Had you become aware that you were unconscious and just lived with it, without pondering, without a conversation with it, without calling it you. Just realize you went unconscious, and that's it.
Okay.
The devil wants you to ponder and try to figure out and why this and why that, and he's going to give you all kind of answers. You have to have no relationship with Satan at all. No more communication with the devil. You have to throw him out of your neighborhood, meaning out of you, and have no relationship with him at all. And so when you were pondering, you were communicating with the devil. You were not communicating with the truth, with God.
Right. So in an instance like that, hopefully it will not happen again, but when those feelings come afterwards, like feeling a little guilty or a little this or a little that, just come back to just acknowledge those feelings, watch the feelings or watch whatever's going on, but just stay present. Is that what you are saying?
Watch them, but have no communication with them.
Okay.
And then you're going to see that there is no you to feel guilty about anything. There's no you to feel embarrassed about it, guilt, because there is no you. Even the devil's telling you, look, you're supposed to be working on yourself. You always tell your husband how you're working on yourself. Right. Look at you. But that's the devil too. There is no you to feel guilty about anything because it wasn't you.
Okay.
That was not you doing those things.
Right. I clearly saw that.
So there was no reason. The devil makes you feel guilty by telling you you're guilty.
Right.
And you have the feeling of guilty. But there's no you to feel guilty.
That makes sense. That makes sense because I saw that it wasn't me.
Right.
So then why would I then respond as if it was me?
Because you went down the road of pondering.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So just stay with it. You're doing fine.
Okay. Thank you.
But eventually, I promise you, you will catch it. If something happened and the thought comes, you want to go off, you'll catch it right away. And you won't give into it. And after a while, you'll be of love and no more hate.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling that in many ways now. So,
Right on.
yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay. Amazing. Yes, sir. That's in your hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an amazing lesson because both of the advice she gave her, I just realized what's important to me might not be important to anybody. Just because I'm a father or married or whatever, what's important to me might not be important to anybody. I can't force that on anybody else.
Right.
I just seen that advice you gave her. That's if it's important to me, I just need to take care of it myself. I can't force my importance on other people.
Yeah, nobody cares that you marry and.
Yeah, a father, mothers do it.
Right.
It just goes with all the things you're teaching. What's important to you is important to you. It doesn't just because you're married don't mean it's important to your spouse.
That's right. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Any other questions? No? Okay. Yes, sir.
This is not related, but one of the things I've noticed when I get in that state where I am more self-aware and I can see the anger, it definitely feels more peaceful. One of the things I struggle, though, with when I'm in that state is boredom. And I know you were talking a couple of weeks ago about how we love the thrills, and it's so true. But when you escape the thrills and you get to that state of peace where you are more aware of the anger and the thoughts, what is your advice or what are your thoughts about dealing with that?
With boredom?
Yeah.
So when you're at peace, you feel bored?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, very much so. And then I'm like, I need some thrill. Like, I need something, like whatever it is. I don't do drugs or anything, nothing crazy like that. Just, reading the news, getting a thrill out of the headline, that type of a thing.
But when you're at perfect peace, there's no such thing as boredom.
Well, then.
And it's so much fun. You're not having real fun until you are at perfect peace. All these other thrills that you're having, those are just thrills. They are evil and they are death. It's not life. But in perfect peace, there is nothing but fun, and you can't believe it, and you just enjoy your life.
So then, what's your guess? What's going on now?
When
then?
Satan tell you that you're bored,
Okay.
don't believe him.
Okay.
And that's what's happening.
All right.
He's like, oh, look, you're all in perfect peace. Now you're bored. Go smoke a cigarette.
Right.
Or turn on the news. Don't
Right.
do it.
Okay.
You're still listening to his voice. Because there is no boredom in life. There's only boredom in death. Amazing, huh?
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me take here first, then there. Yes.
So bad habits. Should I even try to be getting over them?
No.
Right.
If you try to overcome bad habits, you're going to only get deeper into them. What's going to happen is when you drop the anger, you're going to have perfect love. Your heart will be one with God. You will love even your enemies. And then he will change the nature, which are the bad habits that you picked up when you had the anger. And so he would change that and give you a brand new nature. But if you try to do it, you're going to only get deeper into it, or you may drop one habit and get into another one.
Yeah.
All by ourselves, we can do nothing.
So I'm looking more for alignment than trying to get over these nonsense that I have going on, right?
So what now?
Like I'm looking more for alignment than trying to make myself better physically, I guess is what I'm asking.
You look, I'm sorry.
Like an alignment with God, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah, you're right about that, because I notice when I try to get rid of the habit, it just gets worse.
It gets worse.
It literally gets worse.
All you need to do is, every time the desire comes for the habit, don't just run to it, resist it. But if it gets too strong, stay conscious while you're in the habit.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay present. And then the light would change it. It would take it away from you. You'll change it in that very moment. But don't judge yourself. Don't have an opinion about it. Don't like, oh, Lord, I can't believe I'm doing this again. This is crazy. I can't believe it. You're setting yourself up. Because it's not you. The habit is not you. But you just have identified with them and you judge them or you love them or whatever, right? And but if you stay conscious, it will, I promise you, it will be taken away from you.
Okay, okay. And just be the observer pretty much, right? Just let it ride. Whatever happens, let it ride.
Right.
Much, yeah.
Again, try not to just go with it though.
Yeah, yeah.
But when it gets so heavy on you and you got to have it, it feels like you have to have it, stay present.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let me take her first then.
So I have two things. I have a question and I have a dream that I had that I wanted to share. So I'm not sure which one to go with first. But.
Oh, hey, here we go, another dream. I hope we ain't about to have another party at the office.
That was, it actually, you know what, there was a party in my dream. So my dream, okay, I'll tell you my dream. So I had a dream and it was just the other night that I was in a house and there was like a party and my phone was playing this constant audio and I was just like, how do I make it stop? And I was trying to turn it off and there was a bunch of people there and I was telling everybody like, help me figure this out. And I would hand my phone and I'd have everybody do all the tricks and it was not working. And then all of a sudden I realized that I was in my dream and I woke up. And then when I woke up, I had my phone next to me and the audio was on and I was able to just like turn off my phone. So just that epiphany was like, in my dream, I was thinking I was in a particular reality. And if all I had to do was just realize that this was not reality and wake up. Yeah. And as soon as I wake up, I could see the simple answer was just turn off the phone. Like it was, the answer was simple. I was making it very complex. In my dream, everything was just complex. I was confused. I was trying to seek everybody's help, getting all these people involved in my life. And I just saw that correlation to like, you know, how I can complicate things in my life when it's so simple. All I have to do is just be aware, step back, and then the answer's gonna come clear, you know?
Yeah.
And that was what I
All
learned.
sleeping people in a dream, but they think they're awake. They think it's reality.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was completely in reality, but it wasn't. But so then it leads me to the question, which is, I genuinely want to get to a point where I don't believe that I choose, but if I'm to be honest, like I believe I make choices. And I was thinking about the conscious state versus the unconscious state. Like, you know, I mean, it comes down to kind of like our some of the bad habits. Like, I know, smoking the cigarette is not the right thing to do. And in the moment I can see, okay, smoke the cigarette, don't smoke the cigarette. But then I choose to smoke the cigarette, even though I know not to smoke the cigarette. Like, there's a feeling there that I felt like I chose that. And I'm just trying to understand, like, and I know that in the past that we've spoken about, there is no choice. But I still can't, like, get over the fact that sometimes I can see, if I take this path, I'm going to get a better result than if I take that path. But then I'll still take the bad path. I'll take the wide path versus the narrow path. And I feel like there's an agency there. There's a choice there. And I don't know if it correlates to the conscious mind versus being in the unconscious mind, which also leads me to think, do we choose to be conscious? Do we choose to be unconscious? So I want to really get to the point where I don't believe we choose, and those are the things that are getting in the way from me.
And so your question is what?
Is I don't know exactly what the question is. I just know that I believe that we choose, and I'm trying to get to a place where I believe that I don't choose. And I can't seem to reconcile those moments when I can clearly see, two doors, and I can see the red door and I can see the blue door, and I choose, one of them, and the one that I choose is not the right outcome. It's not the one that's going to take me to the better path.
So, in an example, if you decide to smoke the cigarette yourself or not,
Yeah.
you
that
believe
makes
that you
sense.
do.
Huh?
You believe that you do make that decision.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
know consciously not smoking is the better decision. Like, I know if I don't smoke, like, that's going to lead me down a better path. My health will be good. I'll be motivated to do other things. But so I can clearly see that there's two things I can take, two decisions I can take, or two paths that I can take. And then, but I still choose sometimes the bad
Okay.
path. But I see both.
George in the blue jacket want to respond to that. But yeah.
I think when it comes to something like that, there actually isn't a choice. Like, you already made the decision, and you're just trying to, like, rationalize why you're trying to turn yourself away from the decision by being like, oh, it's actually bad for me, it's bad for me, it's bad for me, but then you end up doing it anyway. But you already made up your mind to do it when you first thought of it, Even thinking about, like, the moment the thought of a cigarette entered your mind, you already had decided that you will be smoking a cigarette in the future at some point. And then until that actually happens, your mind is just, like, pulling you away. It's like, remember how bad this is, But, like, you actually had already made the decision, I think, when it first entered your mind.
Okay.
So we make a
Yes,
decision?
sir. Oh, so what else?
So we make the decision at some point? Is that what you're saying? Like, there was a point where I'm making a decision?
Well, I'm saying, like, you can't rationalize it like you had a choice. Like, there was two paths, Which is what you're trying to say, like, I wanted to go down this other path, but I went down this one. But actually there wasn't. There was always just one path. Like, from the moment that you, the moment that your brain tells you that there's a path, there's two paths, there was just one.
And so did she make the choice, or was it made for her?
I think it was made for her.
So she doesn't have a free will to make her own choice.
Well, I think specifically with something like a cigarette or something, yeah, I think, like, either, because I smoke cigarettes.
You smoke cigarettes?
Yeah, I smoke cigarettes sometimes. And I also sometimes don't smoke cigarettes for, like, a long time.
And why do you smoke them sometimes?
Well, it's just like sometimes I'll be in the habit, and then sometimes I'll be out of the habit. Like, I go, like, a month or two without smoking, and then I'll have a month or two where I smoke daily. And when I'm not smoking, it's honestly because it's just like, it just isn't in my head to do it. Obviously, sometimes you think, like, oh, like, should I go get a pack of cigarettes or whatever. But for some reason, I don't feel like I'm actively making the choice to smoke or not smoke. It's really kind of like, I don't even know where it comes from. But sometimes I'm in the habit and sometimes I'm not.
Okay.
But it doesn't feel deliberate.
Do you smoke the vapor thing?
Nah.
All right. He want to respond to her. No, you.
Who am I responding to?
The young lady.
Oh, you want to smoke? Smoke. Smoke, just do it. And if you don't want to smoke, then one day you won't want to smoke. That's it. Doesn't take.
Yeah, keep the mic
Oh,
to you.
smoke if you want to smoke, and one day if you don't want to smoke, you won't smoke.
So
Like,
does
don't
she-
try it. Just who cares?
Does she have a choice not to smoke?
Oh, you always have a choice, but you're gonna be you probably smoke because you're like, I'm bored. What do I do right now? And you don't like being bored, so might as well smoke because that's why you get it. That's how you escape your boredom, probably. A little minuscule part of boredom you want to escape.
Okay.
You know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
My Jewish friend.
It wasn't me though.
Jews don't smoke, right?
No. They smoke, I guess. I don't know.
He's not Jewish, so don't go after him.
In regards to the cigarettes and
To the
free
free
will.
will.
Yeah, free will. If you're truly born again, then you don't have a choice because you can only react out of the light, out of goodness, and it changes your nature. So if you're truly reborn, then your nature has been changed to a way where you don't make any choice. You only react in the right way. And if you're not reborn again, then you dabble with the devil. So that's kind of my response.
I can kind of connect to that in the sense that it's like you're conscious versus you're unconscious, right? When you're born again, you're conscious and you're aware, but then when you're not born again, you're unconscious, right? Kind of? No? Is that what you mean?
Well, your nature changes if you truly are a child of God, and your nature will just naturally change, and you won't even think about things. You'll just react to it in a way that's more godly than not.
And did you choose to be a child of God?
Did you choose to? If you truly understand and love God, it'll happen. If you don't truly understand and love God, it's not possible to happen. Now, do you truly love and understand God?
I can't understand God. I don't think we can understand God, right? I don't know. I don't think we can genuinely understand God. I mean, we can get an idea of it.
Well, with that kind of attitude.
Why not?
Because I think if we get into the knowledge of God, we lose sight of God, right? I think having the knowledge of God is assuming we know something, and it's kind of tied to the ego, and then we can get lost there, in thinking we know God.
Okay.
In the ego. So it's like, okay, yeah.
So you're saying yes or no that she has a free will? She can have a free will?
No.
Oh, okay. Did that help?
And I still believe there's choice there, and I can't let it go. I want to. I genuinely want to believe that I have no free will and that it's truly led by the Spirit, which I can intellectually understand that, but when I look at my life, I do see that, the one thing I have to say is there's something to it's tied to my conscious state versus my unconscious state, I think. And when I'm unconscious, I can see where, I just will make the choice to smoke. And when I'm conscious, I can see where I can naturally not want to smoke. But then I ask myself, how do I stay conscious? How do I get into the unconscious? How do I get into the conscious state? Like, what's even driving that? But, maybe it's not something I need to even think about, and I should just live and be and, just kind of.
Well, one thing I want you to know is that you don't have a free will. And everything you've done in your whole life, something else caused you to do it. It was never you. And one of the problems with human beings that they think they have a free will, they can decide to do this or that. You don't decide to smoke You're just not noticing what is causing you to smoke. You're getting some type of urge to smoke. Oh, I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm mad, I feel good, I feel happy, and it is causing you to do it, but you're not aware enough to see that, so you think you're making that decision. And it's not you at all. Something else is driving you to smoke.
Okay, something lit up right now. The cause of it. So that it's
Yeah.
so
The
the
cause is
unconsciousness is not being aware of the cause of me, of what's in me.
Yes.
The conscious state is to stop. And like in my dream, where it was just like as soon as I stopped and I realized I was in a dream and I woke up, it was that simple. And then the answer was there. Like I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I think after today, I might believe that I have
You're
no will.
almost where?
In the state of agreeing to the fact that I have no will, because I do, because what you said, it's what's causing. I need to be aware and conscious of what's causing something inside of me.
Right.
And by doing that, that's what's going to change my state of consciousness to unconsciousness.
You're not seeing the thoughts that bring it on the
Yeah.
cause, the emotions or whatever. And it's those emotions that are causing you to smoke. But you think you're discerning because you're not seeing what's going on inside of you and what's driving you.
And the things that cause inside of me, those come from trauma, right? Like things happened to me in my life and my past and my however my experience, it created something inside of me, my ego. And so therefore when something happens to me and I'm affected by it or there's a cause to that, it's tied to my ego. Is that?
It is the Satan nature in you who you were traumatized, but you identify with it. And so now the thought about the past comes, and then because you're not catching it, you're feeling the past, or what seemed to be the past, and that's what's driving you. But if you caught the thought about it, you wouldn't even feel anything about it. You're traumatized in the imagination. You identify with it, think it's you. And so all of our lives, we were traumatized. Until we wake up, we were being traumatized, but we are identifying with those traumas, calling them us.
Yeah.
And so that's why when we get a thought about what happened, we feel like it's still happening because we have that identity. But if you didn't go with the thought about it, you can't feel anything, it'll be done.
Got it. Got it. This is clear now.
Is that clear?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah. And so I would urge you to slow down. Catch yourself being so helpful and whatever it is driving you crazy, start catching it so that it could be taken away from you. And you catch it by catching the thought. Let's say you're about to do something, and you always do it, and you have said before, I'm not going to do that anymore. Next time, catch it and stop. Or if you don't catch it right away, stop in the middle of it and walk away from it.
And is it important to like understand what causes it in me? Like for understanding the cause. So something's caused in me that's making me do something. Do I need to go even further to know the source of the cause and like go further into the cause to understand how it even was in me? Or is that a waste of time?
Repeat that.
Like when I realize, let's say I'm in the mode for smoking, right? And I realize that I'm in it and I pay attention to the cause and I realize, oh wow, the reason why I'm doing this is maybe a sense of loneliness or a sense of, worthiness or something, whatever that it is that there's a cause. Is it just simply being aware of the cause enough, or is it worth any kind of effort to look a little bit and see what stemmed it or what's kind of like, the source of it to truly deal with the source of the cause?
Well, the source is the thoughts and the emotion. That's what the source of it. And your false identity with it. And you can realize, wow, I was lonely, so I went and smoked. That's why.
But is it worth paying attention to, like, wow, I'm lonely because I was neglected as a child? Like, is it worth paying attention to something that was the true cause? Because when we're born as a clean slate, right? And as we experience life, we start creating these identities.
Right.
So is it worth kind of saying, wow, when I was 6 years old, I was abandoned by my mother or something like that.
Yeah,
and because
absolutely.
of that, I could see where this is
well,
coming
now it's
from.
fine. You may remember, oh, I was lonely and I went and took a smoke. I remember when I was 6 years old, I was lonely. I went outside and smoked. That's fine.
Okay.
Because after a while, that'll be wiped away. You forget about it anyway.
Got it. Okay. So it's just being really present to the cause and just aware of that. I think that helped me a lot. Thank you.
Be really present to the thoughts that tell you and make you feel like you need a smoke. Catch the thoughts. Because you're not going to feel that way if you don't go with the thoughts. And the thoughts are evil. It's the nature of Satan. So you got to stop communicating with the devil, period. But you got to slow down so you can catch the devil.
So if I'm conscious of my cause, I'm not communicating with the devil in that moment. But if I'm communicating with the devil because I'm going into the cause, then that's when I'm communicating with the devil. When
Yes.
I'm going into the cause and kind of like feeling
The moment,
sorry.
the moment the thought comes and you believe it, and then another one will come, you and the devil are one.
Okay.
The moment you go past that first thought. But if you can catch it, and so like you go into the second and third one, you're back in hell, but just realize, hey, I'll stop. I'm in a thought right now.
That helped. That helped a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.
But you don't have a free will.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it now.
Amazing. Yes, Frankie. Oh, it passed? Okay. Amazing. Any other question?
You made a good point.
Yes.
You made a good point.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Oh, he made a great point. I watch you now and stuff. And one thing you said, yeah, we don't create our own thoughts.
No.
We are different, and then there's thoughts here from good and thoughts here from bad. But you keep thinking you're you making a decision to smoke or not. You have to separate. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just stop me, take the mic away, do whatever you got to do. You're not. Those thoughts are not you.
Right.
Right now, I want to go eat pizza, but that's not me.
So you sit here right now thinking about pizza?
Yeah, man. Yeah. But that's not me. That's something else. It's a good thought, by the way. But that's a good thought. But it's not me, though. And then there's bad thoughts, too. But those are not me.
Right.
That's not you. There's three people fighting. There's you, the good thoughts, and the bad thoughts. But don't think it's all you. So when you do something good and nice, that's also not you.
Right. Amazing. Thank you. Nice. Any other question? Did that help? Oh, okay. Do you see a little bit now that you don't have a free will?
Yeah, I think it's it's clear. I don't know how to articulate it, but I
Right.
could definitely, inside of me, something changed when you said the cause of it, just paying attention to the cause of it. And I think that that element of not paying attention to the cause of it is the unconscious state. And I think that is, like you said, we don't choose. Because if I'm stuck in an unconscious state, I'm going to do things that are unconscious.
Yeah.
If I'm stuck in a conscious state, then I'm going to do things that are conscious.
That's
so
right.
I think the cause that little piece of it is what kind of unlocked that light in me to see it.
Right on. Amazing.
Thank you.
What you don't know is, and this year we'll go to the 50th floor, right? But what you got to do to get there and beyond, you have to be 100% of love. You got to be all love. You can't be both. You can't be happy and angry and then be love. You got to be 100% of love because God is love. He's nothing but love. He doesn't punish you. He doesn't get mad at you. He doesn't accuse you. He doesn't bring you pain. He does nothing because he's love, and we are created in the image of God. And whatever God is what we are, because we were created in his image. And when the thing that happened to us when we were traumatized and we took on all the identities, false identities, we stepped away from the image of God into the darkness and took on the image of Satan, the nature of evil. But just think about this. There's nothing wrong with God. He's all perfect. He's all love all the time. He doesn't judge anyone for anything. He doesn't judge. I don't care what the so-called sin is, or I don't care if you are Jeffrey Dahmer. He doesn't judge Jeffrey. He hasn't judged him at all because he knows it wasn't Jeffrey that was working through him. He said all our sins have been wiped away. He understood that he took you away from the darkness and brought you back to him. You just don't know that you are of love. You were created with love. And when you're conscious, you are of love. And nothing can hurt you. And that's why when situations do come, and they will from the outside, right away, you're gonna know that, wow, this person didn't mean to do that to me. They didn't mean that. It's something else driving them. And you're gonna forgive them right then and there because you will understand it was never them. No matter how great it seems, you will be of love, and in the love will be life and everything. But you cannot judge, and you won't. You will, if you do this, I promise you, without even thinking about it, you will get to the point where getting angry and judging yourself and others won't even be in your thinking. Because your mind will have a new mind, a renewed mind, which is the mind of God, which is who you are anyway. You just remember that, and you're going to live that way. Just think about that. You are born in the image of God. Have you ever thought about that? No? Isn't that crazy? You never thought about, I am created in the image of God, and everything that He is, I am. That's mind-blowing. Why y'all looking crazy? This is shocking. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? You got the mic. That you are created in the image of God. Perfect love.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
I've thought about it before, but I don't know how to put it all together.
Okay.
I couldn't see how I'm in the image of Him. I'm like Him, or whatever that means.
When I really got to see that, because I had to grow to it too, I understand what y'all going through. I come and think like, wow, I'm in the image of God. What a fool I've been. I didn't know it. I just didn't know. But we are in the image of God. Everything about Him is you. You and God are the same. Isn't that amazing? Yes, in a nice shirt. What do you think about that? You ever thought about, I am created in the image? You've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
And the preacher told y'all, but you didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever sat and thought about it, but.
And why not?
I don't know. I don't have a reason, but.
And when you hear that right now, what goes through your mind?
That is true. I mean, it makes me think about how complex everything is, like how God has made everything, how our mind is so just amazing, how we can do so many things, and there's no explanation for a lot of things. So, yeah, it makes me think that it's true.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you think about that, Danielle? Hearing that you are created in the image of God. Everything is in God is in you.
I think that's just so awesome and amazing. I remember pondering that, but I never understood it. I just said it because someone told me to say it,
Yeah.
like with a myriad of other scriptures. But
I used to say it too because somebody said it. When I was growing up, you hear it in the churches or whatever, and I'm like, I am created in the image of God. I had no idea. I was just saying it because somebody said it.
yeah, when I reflect back on that Christianese that I used to talk, it makes me a little embarrassed. Sometimes I'm like, I hope I never see any of those people. But yeah, I think that's awesome.
But you are of love. And that's why when you deviate from the present where everything is, then you go into this darkness, you start seeing through darkness, there's no love.
Yeah, now that I'm overcoming, I'm beginning to gain understanding of exactly what it means to
Right.
be in his image.
Amazing, huh? Yes, ma'am.
So this week, I finally, all this time that I was coming, I was having a hard time when you were saying not you, not the real you. And for some reason this week, it just happened that, wow, now I get what Jesse's talking about. And being around my family this week, and it was so easy for me to just be of love because I saw them, not them, the real them.
Yeah.
I was around my daughters, my whole family, my friends, my cousins, and it was just so nice. I just had such a good time, not judging, not reacting, because every time I saw them getting angry and I was just watching them, wow, now I know what Jesse's talking about. It's not them,
No,
but they don't
it
realize
really
that.
not.
So I think something it was just revealed to me or something that, wow, now I really know. I thought I knew, but now I really know when you say it's not them, it's not you.
Yep.
And I see that now.
Stay with it, and it become clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And so just stay with it, absolutely.
I will.
Amazing.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yes, yes, sir.
We're created in the image of God, and I never really thought about it. I heard about it, but one thing I noticed is the devil always tries to make you feel less than. So I never even thought I could even come close to being anything like God or Jesus. You know what I mean? So never in my wildest mind would I think I could even do good works. You get what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
Stay with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will.
Amazing. You are created, and that's why God's first law is to love him with all your heart, soul, and might. That is his law. And then when you love him with all your heart, soul, and might, you're going to love your neighbor, your enemy, as yourself. Because loving God will cause you to understand and see the mind of God. You will have the mind of God, and you will never judge again. You will never get angry again. You will never be lost again. And you will live life, just living life, without thinking about living life. And the more you get, the more you want. But you gotta practice being present and start and grow into catching the thoughts. You will catch number one thought. It will happen if you practice catching thoughts. And if you practice, if you like go and you at number two, number three thought, stop right there. Don't go all deeper down into hell. Stop it. Just stop. And you'll shock the devil and he will hate you for it. You'll shock him instead of him shocking you. So, but you got to start really, faith without work is dead. You got to work on this. You got to practice being present. And then you're going to love, it's weird, weird in a beautiful way, God. It's not weird, God. But for the sake of communication, we have been living an illusion all our lives because we've been so traumatized. We've been so traumatized, but as kids, we didn't know that we were calling those trauma us. I'm my pain, I'm this and I'm that, I'm that. You're just taking on identity, now they're falling away. And you have your true identity, which is the identity of God and his son. You would know what Jesus knows and knew. You really, really will. And you're gonna find yourself not even wanting to fight with people and prove anything, and you're going to get to the point you don't even think about what others are thinking. And won't you, because you're now one with the love, you understand. But you got to work on it. You got to stay with it. You are of love. You're made of love. And when I hear people call the show or I hear them saying, well, I guess God tried to punish me to teach me something. You ever heard that? Anybody ever said that? Don't be shy. God is not trying to punish you for anything. God is not trying to teach you anything. He doesn't need to do that. He is love, and all that you need to know is in love, with love. He never punishes you to try to prove. Satan is punishing you. Excuse me. Satan is punishing you, not God. Satan is giving you this pain and worry and fear and overreaction and judgments and past or future and blah, blah, blah. That's not God. God is love. And that love is not this emotional love. God is love. He doesn't punish. He can't punish. He can do what he wants because of God, but he can't punish you. He's not going to punish you. Satan is punishing you. Your own ego, the nature of the devil. It's a lie that God punishes you. How can love punish? Think about that. If Satan punishes me and I'm all in pain, and then I hear about this loving God, and then I'm like, oh, I need him, right? And then I go to him and he's still punishing me. That's like going from one bad marriage to another one. Well, I might as well stay in the marriage that I was in. It's the same thing. He's not like Satan. He doesn't punish you. He absolutely loves you. Yes, ma'am. And then here.
Does God have a plan for us?
It's already laid out. All you need to walk in the path. Yes.
So I was thinking about that because I did contemplate that. You know, does God have a plan or is it more of a map? And I was thinking, if God is all-knowing and he knows all things, it's like a plan is something that would you plan for something that's going to happen in the future. And if God doesn't live in time, why would he even have a plan? And so I was thinking about like maybe what it's really like is a map, because God knows all outcomes of any and all decisions that we make, or not decisions that we make, but outcomes of whatever paths we take. And like you said, you know, Satan is going to try to punish us or
You know what his plan is for you?
what is it?
Is to create love through you. So when you think of plan, automatically you're going to think of something physical or God wants you this or that, right? It's not like that. He wants to create love through you. That's why he said you are the light of the world, because you are the love. And love is the light. That's his plan for all of us, is to create love through us.
So in his plan, does he know when we are going to be at unconscious and conscious, and when we're going to make those kind of paths, when we take those paths where we're not on it?
Yeah, he knows all things.
And so, and is it reasonable to think that certain things need to happen in order to become something? Like, because I was having this conversation with my son actually as a result of you know, whatever. Anyways, so he said that, you know, things are meant to happen. So even when they're bad, they're meant to happen. And I was trying to understand that.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Like that, kind of like when something bad happens, you know, like he was supposed to fight and he sprained his ankle. And so but the spraining of the ankle was because he overexercised and he overtrained when he shouldn't have trained so hard. So as a result, it became, he wasn't able to fight. So the reasoning there was, well, that was part of the process. That was something that was meant to happen.
What do you mean by meant to happen?
Meant to happen, like, in order for him to be conscious and realize that he was overtraining, that needed to happen so that he could become aware of that. Something like that, maybe.
No. You don't need something to happen to you to become conscious. And the only reason that happened to him, he was unconscious, he was trying to be this, and he wasn't following the rules, he was unconscious, so that's why that happened. Things don't need to happen to you.
So that's not part of God's plan, though?
Not at all.
So then if God has a plan for us and it's all already set out, but we're doing things like that, like how do you reconcile those two thoughts? Like God has a plan, but then when we take these paths of unconsciousness or we do these things that take us off this path, like is that still part of the plan? I don't know. There's something there that I don't know really how to articulate it, but like it's not clear. Like if if God truly has a plan, then even our mistakes that we make along the way, are those part of the plan?
No. It's not in God's plan that you should make a mistake. That's Satan's plan. It has nothing to do with God.
So Satan also has a plan for us?
To keep you right in hell with him. And so he keeps you in darkness, so he keeps you in pain, so you can keep judging, and he can stay alive in you.
So the plan doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, because there's two plans. There's God's plan and then there's Satan's plan. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have one plan. It's just we kind of go in and out of each of the plans as we become conscious and unconscious. Like I'm trying to figure out, is our, if we're truly destined, then the mistakes that we happen along the way, are those part of, the journey?
No.
And then, okay, yeah.
The only reason things happen to us because we are unconscious. If we let's say that we were never traumatized. From the day we were born, even going through the mother's womb, she wasn't angry. And so we weren't traumatized in the womb either. You would never have a problem. You never make a mistake. You just have perfect peace the rest, all of your life. From that, you and God would be one. What take us off the path is when we were traumatized. And then bad things happen because we're unconscious, not because of God has that plan to try to get you to see or anything.
Okay.
You're only doing that because you're unconscious, you're on an ego trip. And so being a boxer, for example, that's just a job to make money. It's not who you are at all. And it's not in God's plan. He gave us the ability to work. And so to earn a living, to feed our body on this planet, have a roof over our head, and that's it. It's not his plan to be a mechanic or a scientist or any of that thing. He gave you that so you can earn a living. It's not who you are.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
No. Because of time, what's confusing about that?
I think because there's a part of me that wants to believe that ultimately, and this is, I know I'm probably wrong in saying this, but, there's many destinies, but then your fate picks one, right? And you end up living one life. Like you end up
There's
having
only one destiny. What do you mean there's many?
Or just meaning that there's many possibilities of things happening in life, like many different, scientist, boxer, I could be a,
But those are
a
just
teacher.
talents to earn a living with.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's
Given
many
to you by God.
possibilities of things, but ultimately, as we're experiencing in the present moment, one path is forged, whatever I'm here today, this is my fate. I can't, before coming here, I had different options. I could have gone left, could have gone to a friend's house, I could have done a million different things, but I ended up here. And so there's something about that and reconciling that there's two plans, God's plan and Satan's plan, but ultimately one plan gets formed.
Don't even think about Satan's plan. There's only one plan. We already know Satan got you, and he want to keep you and live in you and destroy you for his own sake, right? But you want to return to the Father.
Okay.
What's confusing about that?
Just that I'm going through life and I have these moments of consciousness and unconscious, and I'm doing right and I'm doing wrong, and I'm making mistakes along the way, and so it's like, first of all, when am I going to learn? When am I going to learn? When am I going to get it right? And then ultimately, was there a purpose for some of the mistakes that happen in life?
When you going to get it right, what do you mean?
Like, when am I going to stop making mistakes? When am I going to start being more conscious and actually live 100% in conscious state?
Don't ever think about that either.
Yeah.
Don't think, oh, this is taking too long. When will I make it? When will I stop it? Those are devil thoughts too. Just do it, endure until you're home.
feel like I'm in the elevator thinking I'm going to the third floor, or I mean the 30th floor, but I'm actually in the basement and the elevator's not moving.
Right.
But I'm in my mind thinking I'm on my way to the 30th, you know?
Yeah. Well,
So, yeah.
if you think you're on your way to it, you're not.
Yeah.
Going to there's no thinking, because the higher you get, the more you fall away from thinking. You can't think about the things of God.
Yeah.
In Him, there's no need to think. There's no thinking. It just is.
Yeah. I think I just think a lot. That's all. I
You
gotta let it
do.
go.
You think.
Yes. I'm thinking. I'm thinking
You
about thinking.
You think a lot.
No, I think a lot.
And that's your problem.
Yeah.
You have too much relationship with thinking.
Yeah. Well, it's thrilling. Like, it's the thrills. I
That's
love the
right.
thrill. I love the thrill of thinking. I love the thrill of philosophical.
But yet you're in misery loving your thrills.
Yeah. Yeah. I am. But I'm.
So that's why you're not free yet. Because if you didn't love your thrills, if you didn't want to be in them, you'll be free from them already. And the only reason it takes people forever to overcome them, they love them. They don't want to be out of them. They want their thrills. And so you still want your thrill. You want your thrill, but you say you want God, but you really want the thrill. That's why you haven't gone to the Father. Because you love your thrills.
Yeah. I have to make, but then it goes back to, am I making a choice? Like, do I choose my thrills over God, or am I? So that's when I'm making a choice.
You choose your thrills over God.
Yeah.
Stop loving the thrill if you want to be free. You have a lot of them.
I mean, I think, yeah, probably, yeah. I would say I have a lot of thrill. I mean, I do have my sense of, I mean, I have my moments where I am very conscious and I'm paying attention to what's affecting me and things like that. And
right.
I've been able to overcome some aspects of my life, but most recently, you know, this morning you asked, you know, anybody had anger this week. I definitely had anger about myself in reflecting, you know, wow, this last year that I had was a very, you know, I made a lot of bad decisions this last year, and it led me down a path where, you know, now I'm, you know, my consequences are right here at the door, you know, and I'm facing them,
Yeah.
And I think that is.
But you got to start loving thrills.
Yeah.
Really, reject thrills. You can't love God and your thrills. Only one or the other. You can't have both.
I'm worshiping Satan, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Got it.
Satan is your God.
Yeah.
Oh, that just reminded me. No autographs. No autographs, all right? You got to wait in line. I'm on an album. And guess who I'm on this album with? Yay. Hassan and Ye. Who are the other people on that album?
Well, I guess you could say that you're on an album with
No, but who are those
The
other-
Game.
What is it?
Tommy Richmond. Like,
Whoever that is. No autographs. Hold it. So do y'all understand that you are sons and daughters of God? You just deviated and got off on the wrong exit? That's all you've done. Come back to the right. Get back on the straight back. If you come back to that, you'll be fine. And you gotta love though. God is love. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to speak to what you were saying. Like, I think just from hearing what you're saying, it's kind of like you're thinking of this God's plan is like this timeline, like this happens, then this happens, then this happens, and all that. But I really think like it's maybe the better way to think about it is like, you know, think of the Israelites. They had very simple laws, but they couldn't keep it. They were just failing and getting further away from God for hundreds and hundreds of years, and generation after generation falling further away. And then God brought Jesus to show, like, this is someone who is of love, you know? This is somebody who is in the image of God as an example for people to understand. So you had, like, what was the plan? The plan was so many people falling away, and then you have one person, the Messiah, someone who is, like, of love to, you know, really show us. So, like, whatever, like, I don't like that phrase, but, like, God's plan or whatever, right? It's like, it's about returning to the Father. It's about becoming of love and becoming of the nature of God, and like doing your best to emulate, you know, to walk in that path. I think that's like that, because God, as you said yourself, like, doesn't live in time. It's not this happens, then that happens, then that. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not the plan.
Good point. I don't like that word, God's plan, because it does make you look for a plan, or it makes you have something in your mind that you are waiting to try to get, and then you call it God's plan. Get rid of that word. And by being whatever our talent is, God gave you the ability to do that, to play ball, to run track, to fight, He gave you that to do it, but that's not who you are. It's just your talent to earn a living. But some people get on an ego trip about that. They think, I'm the best this and I'm the best that, and then something happens. Because you don't appreciate the fact that God gave you the ability to earn a living, to do that. But forget about His plan and just do His will. Come out of hell. And you will know His will too. All right? Yes.
I think this might help you. I understand exactly what you're saying. So I had a one-on-one with Jesse, and I asked him, when I told him about the things I had gone through, I said, was this meant to be? Meaning that was God's plan to bring me to this point in my life? And he said, no. Those were the outcome from my decisions, that the thoughts made me do those decisions that I made in my life, whatever happened that went wrong. He said, God will stand back and watch you. I was playing God. I was doing my own decisions. I think I understood from that God's plan for me is to live my life day by day, and whatever happens, I believe that it will be good if I don't listen to my thoughts. So that's how I live my life right now. Before so many things happen, and see, this is God's will. Because of that bad thing, something good happened, so it was meant to be. And no, I realized that the devil was playing with my head, and I try not to listen to any thoughts in my head, because I think that's God's plan. We don't want to know what God's plan is. We just want to live, or minute by minute, and whatever happens, I trust Him now that it's going to be good. Yeah.
And one thing I want you to know about love, and then I'll take your hand here, that when you keep that first law, that's God's law. Love me, God, with all your heart, all your soul, all your might. That's the law. You can't break it. And you know that you love Him because you forgive others. You can't help but forgive others because now you love the Father, you're in the Father one, and that's all you are of love, nothing else but that. And all that old stuff that you were into when you were unconscious, it was never you. So there's nothing that you need to be worried about. And the past doesn't even exist. The only thing you have is reality, which is right now. And you have never done anything wrong because you and God are one. It's this false you that was doing those things. And you thought it was you that was robbing the bank or doing whatever you're doing. It was never you. And no one told you, hey, stop judging, that's not you. You'd have been over this a long time ago. But you thought it was you. It was never you. And when you come to love, you're going to see that's never you either. It's the love of God working through you. And you got to be of love. You got, and since you all going to the 50th floor, you got to start catching this temptation to judge and don't do it, to be angry and don't do it, to just be of love, forgive. Because what you're going to see in a minute is that all the stuff you thought was happening to you was never happening even to you. Nobody had never hurt you. No one has ever done anything to you. There's no you for them to do it to. They may have think that they were hurting you because they too are lost. But I promise you, they have never hurt you at all. You can't be hurt. You've never lost anything because you never had anything. All this stuff, oh, my little reputation, I'm a doctor, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm popular, I'm everything. That's not you at all. And so when it comes tumbling down, that's just the hell in you. It's never you. You got to see this. I mean, you don't have to see it. But there is no you. It's an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's just an illusion. Yes.
I have two quick questions. So one prompted by the young lady. You were saying how God is not, it isn't part of his plan when we make mistakes.
Not at all.
So
how can God give you the light and then let you make a mistake too? Right. What kind of God is that? You want me to ask him?
I once thought that myself, so
I know, I used to
relate.
think that too.
I
totally understand what she's saying.
Yeah. Now, this is my question. Can we miss, is it possible for us to miss a blessing from God as a result of being thrown off course because of the mistake?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because the whole blessing is to return home to the Father.
So say we're supposed to be whatever it is. We could totally miss that opportunity because we didn't know any better?
If you're supposed to be what?
In darkness? I don't know, an attorney, or whatever, whatever the profession or whatever the thing. We're supposed to, God's, for the sake of a better way to frame this, God's plan is for us, or his purpose
But it's
is for us
not
to do
God's plan that you be anything.
Oh, okay.
You come onto the earth and they tell you to be an attorney. They tell you to be a doctor, a lawyer, or this, a wife, or a husband. They tell you that. That's not in God's plan.
Well, how come? Like, how is that not?
Because the world told you to be those things. And now you're trying to be that. God gave you the ability, the knowledge to become a lawyer if that's what you want to do. But it was, if you didn't want to be a lawyer, be a cook, he's happy, just happy with you with that because you're earning a living.
Okay. Okay.
No, that's not his plan for you.
His plan is just for us to return to him.
To be the light, so the light can shine on the lost.
Okay.
On the world.
Okay,
I
understand.
He want to create light through you, love through you.
Okay, so my second question then is my husband and I are making, when it comes to life decisions, major decisions in life, such as moving. We're in the process of independently, we both have discovered we have this desire to move back to the South Bay. And is that, like, how, like, I don't want to want anything. So I find myself wanting to move back, but then I'm asking myself, should I be wanting that? Or should I just be, so the question is, how do we maneuver through that? Knowing that we need to make this, we want to make a decision. We're not, neither one of us is necessarily ecstatic about where we live currently because it's just so far out from our friends and, you know, some sort of pulse. So, yeah, that's my question. What should we just, do I just stay present and just, what do I do? How do we make that decision knowing that we want something?
I'm trying to understand the question. So you want to move back to the Bay area? I mean, back to this area,
Right.
whatever area.
Yes.
Go and move then.
But how do I, you know how you tell us not to want for anything though? Like, because we've even considered moving out of the state. We don't really know, we're not firm, but we're kind of both
Well,
leaning.
don't do it until you see clearly what you want to do.
So just silent prayer
Yeah.
and staying present and don't make any decisions right now.
Right.
Just wait.
Let's say that you want to move back to the area you left.
Mhm.
And you realize, wow, I should have moved out here. What was I thinking? What was I running from? Was I running from the illegal aliens or what?
You mean going there?
Right.
Well, we're closer to them.
See there?
Yes.
And so let's say you want to move back. Don't want to move back just to be around friends. Don't want to move back to be close to anyone because those people are going to turn on you anyway.
Right.
But if you just want to move because it's convenient for the both of you,
Yeah.
you both realize you don't want to be there, move back. Don't make it a
Okay.
big deal.
Okay.
And plus, y'all
Okay.
white. If you move back, you decide I don't like it, you move back somewhere else. Really, don't make it a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I would like to answer the biblical question.
Oh, yeah, but Doug want to respond to something you said.
Oh, wonderful.
And then we'll get to that. Great. Oh, and then I saw here in hate. And I'm glad you reminded me. But, okay, go ahead.
I was going to say the blessing is, I think, and I'm guilty of it too. We think blessing is something we're going to get. Ooh, I'm going to get $1 million. That's a blessing from God, you know. But the blessing, I just went through something a couple weeks ago, and the blessing for me was finally coming out of my head, finally stopping, going with all the thoughts. Feeling all this immense pain and just sitting through it and being so free after that, to me, that's a huge blessing that I never
That's a good point.
realized before. So yes, to answer your question, when you were yelling at your husband, you missed that blessing.
Nice. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He makes a good point. You can win $1 million and you say, oh, God bless me with $1 million. I knew I needed some money and I told the Lord, and the Lord, next thing I knew, I won the lottery. God is happy with you with $1. Really. He's as happy with you with $1 as he is with $1 million. And the thing about material things, they belong to you anyway. When you're one with God, because he created all things, and all things are in him, and if you and God are one, you're going to have what you need and more. Because the money belongs to you anyhow. Your father created the money. As if you and your father are one, but you don't worry about the money. You're going to make money, and you'll be happy with however much money you have, and you would never compare yourself to anyone. I know someone that's in a medical field, and they said that the reason they got into it because one of their friends were in the medical field, and they wanted to be like their friend. They wanted to be tough, a good doctor, can do it. They want to be like their friend, and they end up destroying themselves trying to be like somebody else. And I'm like, you can't be like someone else. You have to be you. If you try to be like someone else, you deviated from God, you deviated from your own identity, and now you may get what they have, but you're still not going to be like them. You're going to always feel less than, because now you're not being yourself. Be you, and do your best at what you do, and you'll be surprised what happens. You got to be you. And so don't worry about the money. He owned the money, and so do you, or anything else. Yes, sir. And then hate. And then the biblical question.
Hearing what a lot of people are going through, and because I used to work out of that too, is that you allow other people to emotionally control you when you react to whatever they do to you. because I had when I was younger, there was a gentleman that I started working with, and he was already older. He passed away, but he would always tell me, he's like, you're a special kind of stupid if you allow somebody to get an emotion out of you.
That's right.
And so he's probably around your age, and he was always telling me, he's like, men don't react, men just act.
Oh, he was young?
Yeah, he was
Well,
really
why
young.
is he dead?
Well, cancer got him.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, but he would always say that. He's like, a man doesn't react, you act. Like, you just work out of, he's like, you work because you have to, you do these things because that's how what you're supposed to do. He's like, and just don't allow somebody to get an emotion out of you. And if they do, just walk away and then come back once
Forgive
it's
them.
gone.
Absolutely. Amazing. Thank you. Yes, Hake.
I noticed that Danielle and Adriana were both talking about blessings and God's plan in terms of the worldly things that you do in life and that you get in life and stuff like that. And that messes with your thinking.
That's what
Because
we've
like
been
what Doug,
taught. We've been taught that.
I know, and like what Doug said, like if you get the freedom within, then those things, it doesn't matter what you missed out on.
Absolutely. Nice. That makes sense? Yeah. Real fast, I want to deal with the biblical question.
Today's fellowship was amazing. I've learned a lot tonight. It's as simple as a straight path, love.
Yes.
That's it. And on a chart, all these decisions and everything is just a zigzag, and we always just want to get back to the path, not a plan, not God's plan. It's a path.
Yeah.
The path is love.
Yep.
And boom, 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 boom.
Stay with love. Amazing. Biblical question.
Yes. So the biblical question, why are women deemed innocent and the men are guilty?
Yes.
Something to that effect.
Yes.
So it's no secret we live in a matriarchal world now. And I believe that the reason women are deemed innocent, it's been happening since antiquity. However, as far as modern day times, I saw a huge shift when the Me Too movement came about. And all of a sudden, the laws of the land didn't matter anymore. Due process didn't matter. I remember being attacked for not supporting that movement. I grew up with men, 2 brothers, a father who I could see being harmed by some woman now popping up 25 years later and accusing them of doing something. So the reason they are deemed innocent and the men guilty is because their father is the devil. And he is using them as a tool to spread wickedness. I relate. That was once me too. I have to be careful to add that in because for a moment I was getting judgmental against women and just forming this resentment of my own towards them. I can't stand working with them. I'm no longer teaching anymore after this year because it is outright demonic. You are 100% correct when you say that if you send your child to a public school, you literally despise them.
Yeah.
Because they are indoctrinating them. And I'm talking about in very affluent areas where it's pretty much conservative, there's no hope for your child to survive in the public school system. So women are inherently evil until they begin to overcome, and it goes back to the basics of what you talk about day in and day out on your radio show, here, and on the Fallen State. So that's all I have to say.
Amazing. Yes, sir.
The biblical question?
Why are women deemed innocent and men guilty? It reminds me of how when Hate was younger in high school. Not now, he loved all people. And he and little Asian friends or Mexican friends used to be in the mall, and whenever they saw black people, they would automatically go guilty. They would call it guilty. Just look at him and go guilty. Amazing. But he loved all people now. Right.
Because if you don't agree with them, you'll get hell. No, well, all right, well, yeah, there's that. I mean, there's that. But then also just historically speaking, I mean, men tend to be just, they commit like 89% of the most violent crimes. You know, just statistically, men tend to be more violent and are highly more incarcerated than women. And so I think it's just kind of been weaponized. So like, since the statistics are on their side, it's turned into being weaponized to just, because that whole thing with Cesar Chavez, there was like a couple of videos that have resurfaced of him talking about how he's for immigration, but he's not for illegal immigration. And these videos have been popping up and circulating. And once it caught wind of people who are for illegal immigration, all hell broke loose. And they were like, all right, we got to get rid of him.
Wow, I didn't hear about that.
That's all that happened. All these videos of him from the past that are circulating, of him talking about how he's for that.
Did you hear about that, Anchor Baby? He said he was against illegal immigration.
I didn't know. I didn't even know.
That was known?
I didn't even know.
Oh, he was still in Canada, huh? That's amazing. I didn't know about that. Amazing. Yes, Raymond. No wonder. Because I wonder why were they wiping him out so fast. They wiping that man out like he never existed. I mean, just wiping everything away. I didn't know he was against illegal immigration. Yes.
I could be wrong about this, but to me, the reason women are perceived innocent while men are perceived evil, because it's more easier to point out a man's flaws than it is to point out a woman's flaws. Because when you do that, you're judged as attacking a woman. But when a woman points to a flaw, it's for they say it's for the men's own good, when actually it's the other way around.
That's right. Thank you, Raymond. You're absolutely right. Yes. Here, then we're going to have to end it. Yes.
I say the reason that women are always presumed innocent is because they are master manipulators, and we learn from a young age. I remember when I was little, and if I wanted something, I used to go hug my dad, give him a kiss, and my dad would do anything for me. So I think men just became, you know, they think women are so like weaker and they need, and we know how to manipulate. So I think that's why women took over, and you know, and the devil works through the woman. So that's why the world is falling apart.
Thank you. Miss Alabama.
I think that women are presumed innocent and men are guilty. I mean, it's all the works of the devil.
Yeah.
But it immediately made me think of how you said we're all born with this natural truth. So I think the devil kind of conflated and twisted the truth, because we all know that the man is the head of the woman. So the devil kind of like made us double-minded. So now it's like, yeah, of course it's the man's fault. He's supposed to know. Like, he's supposed to be all-knowing. If this innocent woman didn't do, you know, whatever. She was supposed to be following you. You're stronger. You're this. You're God's big thing. You're this big idea in God. So, yeah, naturally you are in the wrong. So it just made me think how the devil just kind of conflated the natural truth that we all have. Yeah. So it's easier to push that rhetoric that men are just wrong.
Amazing. Yes, ma'am.
I think just seeing how the world is today and seeing how people are so easy to blame the man, I think it's easy to say that men are like more of a threat than women, and women use that to manipulate them because they're like, how can we be so evil when we look so innocent? And I think they just use that, and I could see that how that could be a truth, but it's just evil.
Amazing. Nick, I see your hand?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, just look at them.
That's it.
They look so cute and innocent, but it's so inside as hell.
That's the answer.
Amazing. Yes, real fast.
Just it reminds me of Adam and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's happening because the evil comes through the woman. And men are so weak now, they're afraid of that evil. They're afraid of it in their mothers, and they're afraid of it in women, period. In the government, women, entertainment, all over. And they allow evil to just take over. It's so bad now that you can't even look at TV. The weather is a female. All the news, they could have two hosts standing there, they're female. Then where are the men? And it's because women represent evil, men represent good, and good hate men. And they want to destroy, and it's using women to destroy. It's an Adam and Eve story over and over again. But it's weak, though. It is weak. And for the men and the women who are waking up, you can overcome that. You can deal with it. You're going to get to a point where you're not afraid of it at all. And you're not going to be afraid of losing anything or anything. You're going to start dealing with it. Don't worry. In your world, you will deal with it because you're waking up. And you're not going to be identified, well, I'm a woman, so I'm not going to be honest about her. I'm not going to hurt you. You're going to love her, and you're going to tell her the truth. It's going to get worse, though. But it doesn't have to bother you on the inside. You are your own world, so you don't have to be affected by it. But they are using women. Women are being used for evil. And it ain't nothing for a woman to lie and to just cry and lie and just say anything. She doesn't even have to know what happened. She'll act like you did. But it's evil. It's just evil. And ladies, you're being used for evil, except for those ladies who are waking up. There are women around the world waking up, but that's what's going on, really. So, in short, I focus on love today. That's why I asked if anyone was angry this week. Because your assignment for this week, resist anger. When you catch yourself wanting to judge someone, stop and understand, even if you have to say to yourself, well, I realize they don't know what they're doing. So I'm not going to yell back at this person. I'm not going to get mad at this person. They don't know what they're doing. They can't see. At least say it to yourself. So after a while, you won't have to say it, but you got to come out of this darkness. You got to lose all communication with evil. No more leaving evil in your house. And so this week, don't get angry at anyone and go off. Even in your mind, don't judge them in your mind. Just because you're not, let's say you don't go off on them, but don't be saying in your head, oh, that bitch. Oh, this church, that's right. Who she thinks she is. I can't believe it. Even though you didn't go off on her, right? But because the sin is in the thought, it's not in the action. It's thinking that's the sin. And so you've already carried out the sin when you stay in your head about it. Don't judge in your head either. Just realize they can't help it. And let the thought about it go. That's your assignment for this week. Even with yourself, don't judge yourself either. Don't say, oh, I was so stupid, I shouldn't have done that. Don't say that. Just realize I was asleep this day. That's your assignment for this week. And so it's about love. You want to come back to love. God is love. And his greatest commandment to love him first. Don't love anybody, anything before him. And love your enemy. You got to love your enemy. You're not your neighbor, your family member. You're not going to love them until you stop judging them. Don't judge them. They can't see. And it's amazing things going to happen when you do this. We got to go all the way this time. All right. The brand new biblical question is, what hate? You're going to love this one, I think.
Why do you love whom or what you hate?
Why do you love whom or what you hate? Round and around we we go. Why do you love whom and what you hate? Amazing question, huh? All right. One stab at it, right here. Oh, I'll come to you, Sue, since you want it. Why do you love whom?
I have no idea. If I had to answer it, I guess I'd say because they're both are false feelings. And so you're just kind of vacillating between the two. Like it's a false love.
Amazing.
It's not real love.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right. Did you raise your hand? You want to stab at it? Sure. Okay. Why do you hate and love whom you love? Something like that.
I think just it's a thrill. It's probably the confusion of it all and being in the darkness. You're like, it's the only thing that makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
All right. I got to end it. I know. All right, go ahead.
Someone else had their hand before me. Oh, okay. Okay, you're right. Okay, so I was thinking that what I'm going to love and hate whoever I love or hate, because in that moment, I'm going to choose whichever benefits me and whichever makes me feel good.
Amazing. That's the biblical question. I know y'all want to, I got to end this. We are having the men's forum this Thursday. This is the first Thursday of the month coming up, right? So the men's forum, stay with us. And listen, the assignment is don't judge this week in your mind or even in words. Let it pass, see what happens. We got to come back to love. It's about love. Salvation is about love. It is in us. The kingdom of heaven is in us. You got to stop it. So I don't care what has happened to you or what will happen out there. Don't judge, all right? And check out our merch and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do the, what do you call it thing? What? Super chat. Tomorrow, all right? So stay with us, come to love. And if no one else want to be of love, let them stay in their misery. Don't hate them, don't judge them. Bye. Amazing.